All right, here we are again, live from the Super Billiards Expo is Melina Mike. I'm Joey Ryan. This is the Doggin' It Show, and we're joined by Angela Janic. Right?
Said it right. You did. That was very good.
No, he didn't.
was
That's not
doing-
what she said a minute ago. Was it?
Well, let's talk about that because I've heard it pronounced like 4 different ways. So let's get the story
Janic.
straight right now.
Janic would be the Croatian way to say it, but my whole life everyone just says Janic because that's the American way to say it.
That sounds really,
But
really clear way of saying it.
do you know what
Janic?
my nickname is? Joey, you're on the spot. Do you know what my nickname is?
Uh-oh. Well, she really is putting us on the spot.
I don't know.
I don't
You don't
know
know
either.
what my nickname is either?
Negative.
Oh,
It was
you
hard
guys
enough getting you to come on
both lose a point.
the show.
lose
Do you
a
know
point.
mine?
No,
Red.
but I'm not on a point system. I have no points to lose, so no matter what happens, I'm still in the green. I'm just
All right, what's your nickname?
the Croatian sensation.
Is that
I
right?
love it.
I did not come up with that.
Wait a
Well,
minute. I heard that
cool.
in Vegas. Yeah. Shout
That's
out
what
to
we.
It
Yeah.
wasn't my idea. No, that was a
Look,
nickname I got from work, and I was
that's-
joking around. I was just talking about work to somebody.
I asked you earlier. I
And
said, "What do you want to put on the title of
No,
your name?"
no,
and
not
you
that.
and we came up with like 15
that.
different things that we settled on WPBA tour player, and you saved this for after we've already put that in.
Sorry,
That's what.
but Scott.
Speaking
Scott
of dogging
Quimby
it.
is a tournament director for us sometimes, and he heard me say it, and he's never let it go since. So now it's in black and white on my bio sheet, and I can't get rid of it. So
And on the screen right now.
There it is. Yeah, bingo.
You're such a
Bingo.
horrible human being.
Joey's on his toes, man. I like
I
it.
don't even know how you get. It happens
We don't
so
mess around.
fast.
We don't
And
mess around.
If y'all are watching, this is the brightest light I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if I want people to be able to see me as well as you can
This
see
is
me
what-
right now. That's wrong.
No, we have to illuminate you. That's what
I
we
am
learned
fully
early on.
illuminated. I want to over here, way over here.
We come prepared, and look, you're lucky because I got other lights that we can go and use.
You
that'll
don't need any more
we don't need.
lights.
It
I
just
hate
depends.
those
Some
lights.
That thing's insane.
Joey cannot stand them at all. But
I
we're
wish
here.
people could see it.
We're here with Angela, and she's been a good sport because all things considered, and we're not going to get into all things in the past, but she's here playing the WPBA event, and that's really what we wanted to talk about because there is a great event going on with a lot of amazing female players that are here to
Kelly's
go and,
here.
and compete. Why do you say it like that for?
Allison's
Because she's
here.
she's won every
because-
event since.
I'm standing at the Viking booth because this is my sponsor. It's the only time I get to see them the entire year because they're here at all the places that I go. And what happens when I'm standing there with my sponsors? I haven't seen them in a year. And who walks by? Allison Fisher and Kelly Fisher. What do? Embarrass me.
Yeah, were they excited to see
They
them?
can't not at this point. So it's not about anything else. It's just the fact
Who
that if
embarrassed
I'm
you?
in the
Was
same
it Kelly
room,
and Allison embarrassing you, or was it your sponsors embarrassing you in front of them?
No, it was Kelly and Allison embarrassing me in front of my sponsors.
Yeah.
They can't help themselves.
What are friends?
How
for,
did
man?
how did that go?
They
How
are
did that
so-
go? What did they
well,
do?
they say about people when you pick on people, it means you like them. So apparently they like me.
You see, Joey?
But-
You see?
I know it's coming. I know it's coming every time I see them.
I pick on Joey all the time.
Oh,
my
is that
man.
what that is?
That's my man. That's my brother
He
from
hasn't
another
picked
mother.
on me yet.
No,
Well, that's
last
because
the last
he's
10
been-
minutes I was trying to get you to come over here. I couldn't
You
go
were
and
pick-
crack jokes.
No, you were just being. No, you were
I-
picking on me.
No,
well, he
I
was
No.
backpedaling all throughout Vegas. He was backpedaling because you were picking on him. You walked by our booth and you did one of these.
Mm-hmm. That's how
We
it went.
saw it. We saw it.
Joey told me after the fact, but listen, given everything that happened leading up to Vegas, because Vegas, I wasn't looking forward to the WPBA event going on at the same time as me being over there. I'll just say it like that. But in all fairness, though, the very next day, I don't know if this was before she stuck her tongue out or afterwards, but the next day she stopped by and she was like, "Look, I just want to be nice. I don't want any problems. I want everything to go smooth." And I was like, "Well, you're nice to me, so I'll be nice to you." That's what we
This
do
is-
around here.
This is the way I feel about it. The sport of billiards. I started when I was 17. I played for 5 years. This is in the 90s. Yes, I'm giving away my age. But there were pool halls everywhere. There were pool players everywhere. Pool was huge. It was on TV, all this stuff, right? I take 19 years off and I come back to playing pool about 4.5 years ago. And it's not the same. Like
Elaborate.
It's sad.
Now you
Well,
got a
because
couple stinking podcasts. That's
Yeah.
it.
I got this Dogging podcast back here. No, it's just very different. The average age of pool players is older. There's not enough juniors. Some pool halls that I used to play at all the time, they're not there anymore. And so I think for all of us, if you love the sport like I do, you do anything imaginable to make it better and to make it grow, and for people to get the right perception of it and to want to watch it. Fans, of course, new people that want to play. So the way I look, I'm a nice person anyway, but I just want to grow the sport and make it better.
She was nice.
That's it.
She was nice.
I can't help myself.
For sure.
But see, that's the reason I walked up to him and said hi is because I don't like conflict. I don't have enemies.
See, that happens around. It happens around me sometimes.
I know, but see, I'm not going to be any of that.
No,
I just can't do
great.
it. So I like everybody just to have I like smiles, I like happy, and I like joy. So
well, let me ask you this, because you talked about the 90s compared to now. How are the events going and shaping up for you guys compared to when you first started, or even 5 years ago? 5 years ago, WPBA versus, let's say, 2022 WPBA.
Well, 5 years ago, I wasn't like that was just a dream from when I was a kid. So, but
you mean to play, like be a WPBA member?
I mean, I picked up a cue 4.5 years ago after 19 years off. It wasn't like riding a bike.
That was going to be my question.
I couldn't make a ball. So it's taken a while, but this year's great. Actually, I still am getting to know all of the players, but they are so happy. There's 10 events on the calendar, and that's a really big deal. So, and this one, I think I played this for the first time. This was my first, believe it or not. Technically, it says pro event for women. This is the first one I ever played when I came back to pool after 19 years off.
Was the Expo?
Was this.
Yeah.
My first pictures. And Ed Inicio took my picture in the room and put it up, but it was like my first professional picture ever. It was the first match I ever won in a pro, whatever.
How did that make you feel? Because when we were talking, when I'm trying to get her butt over here, she's like, I hate when people are around. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me nervous. So how does it make you feel now, all these years later? You're going and still competing. You got fans going and showing up and watching back again. She's shaking her head.
I'm adjusting.
All right.
I'm not adjusting well. I don't like it. You have me on camera right now. Do you understand how much anxiety?
You'll be fine.
Angela, you seem to be adjusting pretty well. At least in your first match, you won 9-2 over Susie Wong, and you advanced. How did you feel out there on the tables? What are the conditions like?
Well, the tables, the speed, in my opinion, is perfect. I'm used to playing on the diamond tables, but I love them right now because it's really easy to play. You don't have to put a whole lot into it. They're moving nice and quick. I like that room. I don't know. It's
a little quiet. Except for wait, why don't you tell the story that you said earlier?
But that's why I like it. I play best when I don't have, and so now I have to tell the story.
Yeah, now you got
leading up to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I like it when it's quiet. I can get into a nice little rhythm or a zone, and there's not a whole lot going on, and I play better in that environment naturally. But I go into the room, and Buddy Hall's behind me here, and Earl is on the table right beside me.
Two quiet guys, right? What can go wrong?
No.
Yeah.
It was not quiet the entire time. So it took like I don't know how long. One of my friends was watching in the stands, and they said, you kept making all these facial expressions. What were all those facial expressions? So see, every time I heard him say something or whatever he said, and then I heard this guy say something, whatever he said, I was reacting in my facial expressions, and they're watching from the bleachers, and they could see my face. And apparently I was showing it all. A few of like these. I think I made a few faces like that.
After the interactions in Vegas, I'm not surprised hearing that story.
But there was a little narration going on in those matches. I didn't have to see them to know what was going on. So
they were given the play-by-play on themselves, it sounded like.
Let's talk a little bit about the fans, because this is always one area of our sport that I find kind of awkward. You'll be sitting there with like 30 fans around a table. A player will make a great shot that we know from being pool players is a great shot, great safety, whatever it is. And it's like one person will clap loud, another person will golf clap, and then
I'm that guy.
28 other people are silent. So what are your thoughts about that? How do you feel that the fans should behave? Should it be more Moscone Cup environment? Should it be more dead silence, or somewhere in the middle?
Oh, Well, see, I'm probably not the best person to ask. I have a
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
preference for
Mhm.
that. The Moscone Cup environment, I would want like these on.
It
you know
wouldn't
what I
quite
mean?
be the same
'Cause
though.
I would react. I would literally react to what they say. All those people and those comments that they make. I could not block that out. That's not possible. So no, I like it's quiet. I love it when there's a tournament director and somebody, you know,
Keeping control of
like
everybody.
the guy that's being unruly in the top of the bleachers, whatever, and the tournament director walks up and like makes him leave the room. I'm like, yeah, that's me. I don't like it. So, but I think part of that's because I'm still new and still, it takes a lot of focus right now for me to get through a rack because it's not, my muscle memory isn't the same as these people, but one, play pool for a living or that have played for 20 some odd years. It's not the same for me. So I like it quiet so I can stay focused. So no, I will not. Moscone Cup, I will be in the stands.
Are you going to be there this year?
You know, am I going to be able to what?
Are you going to go there?
I would love to go just once.
You never been? I've never been. Meant to do it the other way around.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. Yeah, that was
oh, now I see it.
The technical difficulty. He's laughing in the background.
He is. He's.
Y'all can't see this, but this is pretty funny. Anyway, I've never been to a Moscone Cup. Joey is absolutely red.
What did they do, Joey?
No,
did you hear what they
he
did?
meant to do? He meant to go and keep us on the screen. Look, he meant to do this number. That's how it should have been.
He didn't do that.
No.
Hey, I got to tell you what happened.
And your head's like this.
Yeah.
So I'm here in my garage. It's my little setup, and my kids are in the other room. You know, they're in the house, and I tell them I'm going live. You're like, don't come in, and they know better, right? So my 10-year-old comes in, slams the door, and then he comes about 5 feet away from me, and he's just looking at me like. And so I was like, get out. I muted myself. I was like, get out. But I blew myself up instead of you. It was terrible. Anyway, sorry, fans.
That was that'll make the top 10 bloopers list.
I have to work from home and through COVID a lot. And I don't have an office or a building I go to. And so my kids are around and we do virtual calls constantly. And they do this thing now. And I can't, because they don't know if they're on camera or not. When they walk past my office, they don't know, am I on camera? And so they'll duck down, like crawl across the floor like this. And then they do this thing.
My daughters know.
And whisper.
My 2-year-old.
That's going to work.
My 2-year-old is just a straight. She doesn't care. She's walking in and she's getting on the couch and she's jumping in my lap. But yeah, she could care less, what's going on. She's going to go and do what she wants to do when she wants to do it. But that's part of the joys of kids, right?
I have to mute because they'll sit and whisper. If you're expecting a response right this second, just say it. Like, what is it? Because I can't only ignore the whisper for so long while you're crawling across the floor not to be seen on camera. It's pretty funny.
Let me ask you a question. Transition back. I know you're just coming off of Vegas where it was the Predator event and you guys were playing 10 ball in that race to 4 format. How do you appreciate it more coming back and playing 9 ball with the more traditional type race to 9 like you guys are doing here, or what was your take on that event over there in Vegas?
I actually don't mind the Predator format at all. It doesn't bother me a bit. The shootout, and this is the thing, it's like some people don't like that. You could win more games technically, but lose in a shootout or lose just from one ball.
Right.
But I find that just the challenge of it, and I do think, in my opinion, I talked about earlier, I wanted to grow the sport. The fans love it. They love it. There were people in the room when some of the big players were in a shootout that were like running across the room to get their friends saying, oh, so-and-so's in a shootout. And then you see like a dozen people just running to the tables to see the shootout. It's exciting. And I think sometimes pool, which I teach, I give lessons just in fundamentals to like be players type thing. And I tell them the more boring it is, it's probably a better player, because sometimes really good players, it's boring pool per se,
because they get perfect position, they get real close to the ball, they don't get out of line, it's not for exciting shots because they're playing so pinpoint.
It's not, you don't have to go 3 rails for shape when you can go 1, and that's
unless you're Mika.
Yeah, unless
yeah.
Well, we say that all the time, Angela. Like, if you're matching up against somebody who you play better than, you want longer races, tighter pockets, So typically the pros are always arguing for formats that favor the better players, whereas fans want formats where there's a little more randomness. Why do we like sports like the NFL where you could have a team that doesn't make the playoffs one year and wins the Super Bowl the next year? We like that randomness thrown in there.
See, when you start talking about football, you
I
lose
lost
me.
you.
I literally, yes, just what he did with the whole.
I could tell
I
on
don't
the facial
watch-
expression. I got
I
girls.
don't
so I know.
watch. I don't even have television. I little Netflix and chill maybe, but I don't have TV. I don't watch any sport. Well, no, that's a lie. I watch some UFC, and I love that, but I just don't. I don't know sport.
Okay, so you can
But
say
pool,
like a puncher's chance. You know,
yeah,
like
something like that.
yeah.
The format, I don't. I think honestly, a mix is good. I understand what they mean though, because the better player always seems to win in a long race. I like both. I personally like both, but in the Predator format, it seems like some of the better players, there were some upsets, and
There
so
was.
you know, but it still made it exciting. And I'm all about growing the sport, so I'm kind of a lover of both. I think I didn't mind it at all. I
You're
loved
playing
it.
the middle here. See, we like
I
con-
love the
con-
shootout. Ask
controversy.
anybody. That's Angela
Yeah,
loves the shootout. That's my favorite thing. I love that ball.
Did you get to play in a shootout?
I played it 3 times in 3 matches.
How'd you do?
I won them all.
Nice. Really?
Wow.
I did. I love that ball. See, though, that's the thing. Not everybody likes that shot. I love that shot. That's
Wow.
How are you hitting it? Are you hitting it with to slow roll it, or are you
giving away
firing it
my
in?
secrets. Are you asking me for
I'm
my
just-
secrets?
If somebody watches, they're going to be able to see how you're hitting the ball. But I'm just, those
well,
are the
I
fans
wasn't
that
on
aren't home.
stream, so
Speed, English.
nobody knows.
I'm going to
Yeah.
guess you were going the 2 rails.
A little outside.
Yeah. So you're hit. So she's
See,
hitting with speed.
that's the crazy part about that. The first time we saw that in Tucson, the very first tournament they did, I played in that tournament, and there was such a variety with how the professionals chose to shoot that shot. There were some
Oh,
players
yeah.
that hit it 100 miles per hour. There were some that kind of rolled it in. There were some that went all the way over to the rail, some that were a little off the rail. And it was kind of neat to see the way they tackled it. And the really cool part was the next couple days watching players practice that for hours and hours on end and just try to refine that. And then we've seen, Mike, we even recorded one or we streamed one. Who was that went? It was Grabe and
Chang Jun Lin.
Is that how you
Yeah.
say his last name?
You should know your last name's European.
yeah,
You
you're
oughta-
Croatian.
Yeah, you ought to
Isn't
go
that the
and
same
just-
as Estonian?
You are
Janic.
making assumptions. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I've
So-
been saying his name
should,
wrong.
though.
I feel really bad now. 'cause-
Oh, I've heard it much like your last name. I've heard it said like 15 ways. But
okay, good. Apparently, who told
that
me his-
shootout, what did it go, Mike? 14, 13 or something redonk like that?
No.
No?
It was like I want to say like early 20s. I mean, like they were battling, but this
I
was the
can't
days.
imagine.
I don't know how y'all did it, but this is before they moved to Diamondback. So like all of them were all on that second diamond.
Oh yeah. See, I think I saw it on a stream where they went like 17 times. It must have been then because
Yeah.
I did go to sudden death in one of them.
How's the pressure like though? Like I mean, equated like compared to let's say like a hill and a race to 9 or a shootout pressure.
I like the shootout pressure more.
But is it more intense though?
No, not necessarily. It's honestly, if you're like in sudden death, it's like that hill 9 ball. That's what it is in a long race. That's the
Yeah.
hill 9 ball.
Yeah.
But it's a makeable shot, but it's a little tough.
Which you're not
when you're
gonna
in sudden
have.
death. That one's a lot harder to do.
With this
Um,
particular tournament that you're in right now, you're not going to have that shootout, but you could have a hill 9 ball. And if you win your next match, Allison Fisher might be sitting there waiting for you. So looks
Do
like
you do any forecasting like that when you go and see a
Oh,
bracket?
you guys didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I
Yeah.
didn't
You
know.
didn't.
I didn't
Why?
do that.
I
That
don't.
was red. Yeah. Don't
I'm
put me
just
on the
saying.
spot here.
So just
If
so
you-
you
if
know,
you beat-
Joey, ask anybody. I want to know. I look at you and I'll say, "Will you do me a favor? Look at the bracket and tell me when I play and what table I play on, and that's all I want to know." And then you just spill
Joey.
the beans.
Joey.
Mm.
Well,
Seriously?
Well,
at least I'm out of the doghouse now, which is great.
And he's
you
in
know?
it.
Yeah. So that's fantastic.
Hey, well, look
I,
at it like
I
this.
happened
If-
to look at who I'm playing, but I didn't look above. That's the beans you just spilled.
So if you win this whole tournament, you can thank me for changing your approach.
Yeah.
Because if you would happen to win this one,
He's
then
in
beat
sales.
Allison,
You know?
Are you
then
in
you're
sales?
likely
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're likely going to play the winner of maybe Monica Webb and Kim Newson. See, I mean, I'm just saying that's how it falls into place.
You already you're looking at this on a screen or something.
I'm handicapping the whole thing.
He just hid it away from me because of what I just said. He literally did. He closed the screen.
As soon as she said that, that was the end of that tournament bracket right there.
Well, now I've seen it. I can't take it away.
Blame me, no. I mean, blame Red. Don't blame me.
Photographic memory.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be the
I
same.
wasn't the one who said it. That wasn't me.
Oh, that's a red cord.
How
so this venue brings back a lot of memories for you. You said it was pretty much your first kind of breakout on the professional scene. I don't know if you know this. I'm from Maryland, and so I've been going to Valley Forge for decades and going to the Super Billiards Expo. Yeah, I'm pretty old. But just the feeling of walking in there, being around all the vendors, seeing those challenge tables, seeing the open amateur event, which can get over 1,000 players some years, and then getting to walk in and see the pros, the pro women, the pro men. Tell people what that's about, because part of what we're trying to do is let people experience the joy of being in an event like this when they can't make it physically. So what are your thoughts on walking into that place?
I mean, in my life experience, this is pool tables everywhere. Now, that was before being in Vegas, however many weeks ago. That was 3 weeks ago?
Seems like it was just yesterday.
So for me, Vegas was the first time I've ever seen 300 tables anywhere outside of this. So my first experience when I came to this, I was like, I walked in the door and I went, and you're just, then you go back, they have the tap part, and there's just, it seems like thousands of pool cues sitting up on the chairs all the way down the aisle, and tables and tables and tables. But for me, that first year, I walk into that pro arena and I love it. I love that room. It's nice and dark, nice and quiet.
How great is it to like be a WPBA member, like that prestige that you've arrived kind of feeling compared to like playing amateur events, but now you're playing in a professional women's tour event?
I was playing in a pool hall called Chris's Billiards on Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago. This is late 90s. And I was playing back then what was a regional tour. It was a qualifier. It was actually like an Illinois state championship, I think, for women. And the winner got a spot on the WPBA tour. So long ago. I missed, and I still know. I hold on to stuff. It was a 7-9 combo. I missed to lose that match with, and I can't remember the lady that I played still to this day. She was really sweet, but I lost. You never forget the shot, by the way. Shortly after that, I quit. I had tried for years to make it to the tour. Years. I really don't even remember if I was any good back then. I have no idea if I was any good. And then I take 19 years off. Oh, Nate. That was Nate being mean to me walking past. Anyway, so for me, my first tournament as a WPBA member was in Wisconsin. It was Dean's Dr. Pool event in Wisconsin. And I got up and I spoke to the whole room. And everybody that was there remembers it because it was very emotional for me. I'm in my mid-40s, and it was a lifelong dream of mine, literally my whole life. That is the one thing I always wanted that I'd never had, was to be a WPBA member. And it was finally there, and I got up and I spoke to the whole group. Everybody remembers it. That was Angela's speech, because it was hard for a while. The tour wasn't as big as it used to be and things like that. And I just reminded everybody, one, I said how happy I was to be there. And then I reminded everybody of how grateful that we have this. Yeah. It's just reflect on the fact that we have a tour and it exists, and it can get better, and it will. And, now I'm trying to contribute more to make it better. But for me, this was my everything. It was my dream, my whole life. And to actually play now and be a player, I'm still in awe, but you
can see it.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself that I made it. That I'm never going to be way up here. I work for a living. I have 2 kids, life's busy, and I'm never going to play pool for a living. So, and I'm very comfy where I'm at. I'm proud of where I'm at, but, dreams come true. I actually posted a picture where they put a card up on the diamond light of your name and the country that you're from. And I took a picture of that and posted on Facebook however many years ago. And I said, dreams do come true.
That's awesome.
And that's really the only way I can describe how I feel about it, is my name up on that light.
That's an awesome story. I love hearing that. And,
Oh, wow.
if you get the chance to experience that and see your name up there, I mean, it's just one of those things. And, we can disagree on specific rulings that the WPBA makes or, specific tournament formats or whatever. But I got to tell you, you guys have done a great thing, having a tour, still having a tour after all these
Right,
years.
not feel like a jerk for being so
Well, no, in
mean here today.
reality, if you think
feeling
about
guilty
it,
over here?
listen at
speak-
all.
Did you
Yeah,
just
a
have a
little bit.
moment?
A little bit, yeah. You got me right here.
He's
Yeah.
a sensitive guy.
Heartfelt.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a sensitive
I'm
guy.
Joey
a little
knows
bit of an
I'm-
emotional person, so
I told Joey he's soft all
Well-
the time, but now here I am.
Look, in all honesty, for years we've been saying, man, the men need a tour, the men need an association, the men need something.
Right.
And, you guys, even through pandemics and difficult times and ups and downs, you guys have stuck together. And one of the things that I love, I have some dear friends of mine that live out in Arizona, Sarah Miller, Susan Williams, and they go out to these WPBA events and just seeing kind of the camaraderie. You guys
Sure.
are
people
dog
don't
eat dog.
get
You
it.
want to beat the heck out of each other, but then in between matches and before the tournament,
Yeah,
it's so encouraging.
and
Yeah, it's a great
"Good job,
environment."
girl. Go get it, girl. And
People
I'm
don't
like,
understand.
y'all are about to go on, and
We are all friends. We go to dinner together. Now, when you hit the table, yeah, I want to kick your butt. You want to kick mine. I mean, very competitive when they're on the table, but outside of that, everybody is everyone else's friend, and we all get along, and we all hang out together, and we all go. It's just we hug and we get pictures and selfies, and you'll see a table of players when you go. Like everyone's got a break and they're eating. You walk in, and there's 15 of them all sitting together. It's like that all the time. It's very
That's
different
great.
because you can't when you walk. No offense to you guys, I really mean no offense to this, but when you
I'm
walk,
excited to hear what's
when
coming.
you walk into a room where there's a men's event, you guys aren't friendly to each other. You're like
Oh, yeah,
mean.
no.
You're like you're not huggy, touchy feely kind of people. Maybe that's
different
the
at all.
difference in the men's event versus the women's event. But I think there's little cliques and things like that. But just imagine it and put it together. You have 64 women from all different countries all over the world, all in the same room, and everybody getting along and having a great time. That's kind of special. You're right. It's very special, and they're amazing people. Like, I have so much fun. I get to do what I always want to do. I love the sport, but I have so much fun with these ladies, and I still am getting to know. I met Veronique Menard the last time. She's a Canadian. This woman is incredible. So every time I have an event, I meet somebody new that I haven't seen yet, because I can't make every event all year. I don't think anybody else really. I mean, some people can. I can't. But I just keep meeting new people. I haven't met anybody I don't like. So it is very special.
Even
I
Melina?
Well, which would change
No,
that
the
today,
thing about Melina, he's a
He's going
pundit.
to get used to me. He's still adjustment phase. Are you in adjustment phase?
Listen, I'm telling you, it took me like 20 minutes to get her to come on here. You don't even know. I
He
was
speaks
trying.
his
And
mind.
now look what you're.
Look, Angela, he speaks his mind, but when you get to know him,
does.
like, he's got a good heart. And, it's interesting because I run the Pool Player Podcast and I interview players. And, one of the reasons I do that is because I have encountered over the years, I'm a decent player. I've encountered a lot of great players. And oftentimes we see you guys in your worst moments, right? You missed a big shot on the hill and, maybe you yelled at a fan for being too loud, whatever it is. But I've had those conversations with people and experienced relationships and things and gotten to know players beyond the pool table. And I think we need to do more of that. I think the ladies do a wonderful job of that. And that's one of the reasons I started the podcast, so that people could get to know a guy like Tony Chohan, other than the fact that he's just an amazing one pocket player and an amazing gambler and he has a clothing line. But no, let's get to know a little bit more about the person.
See, we can hear stories like that,
Because
man.
Tony's
Yeah.
amazing.
Because all I would have thought was that she was a lady who stuck the tongue out at me when I wasn't looking out in Vegas, and now,
Add her to the
you know,
list of
all this-
ones that
yeah.
have done that.
right, and now we can hear this great story. That's why we do it.
It can. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
So-
know.
So I know you
just
got
love
other
being
stuff going on. We don't want to take your whole day, but let's say you win this next match, you beat Allison
Stop it.
Fisher.
Why
you
are you
keep
doing
winning.
that
Hold on.
again?
No.
You were supposed to do.
Yeah, your dog.
Here you go. You're in the finals of this event.
Dogging it.
Who-
Do you see it? Dogging it.
Who?
Stop.
Let's
Why
say
you're
you make,
ahead. Okay.
Angela,
don't
let's
even
say
like
you make the
look.
finals of this
Stop.
tournament. Who do you want to play in the finals?
Yeah, let's hear that.
I have already played Kelly Fisher in a tournament. I've never played Allison, so I'm all about that, and I'm gonna try. But Taruko's tough. I mean, come on. I'm the new girl. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm giving it my best shot, but I don't even know what I'm doing yet.
You won like 9-3 or something, didn't you?
No,
last-
but yeah, what?
9-2.
Taruko
Yeah.
got game. So
Well, she plays at what, 9:30 tonight?
yeah, that's a little. So I'm the weird one that likes 9 a.m. matches. Don't come watch me at 9:30, please. Just
Shouldn't
skip
even-
it, and don't go on your little podcast and start talking about my
I'm gonna
match
go.
either.
I'm gonna go tweet it. 'Cause Joey's been
and
on me.
don't
Joey's
start
been
tweeting either.
Joey's been on me to give Twitter updates for the last
He was
24 hours.
That's the first thing he said when we got on here. Have you tweeted?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
He kind of did a little
in
head
that
bob thing
in that
too.
tone, in that exact
It
voice
was
too.
that tone.
Yeah. So
Hey,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Melina's going to bootleg stream it. We're going to get
Nice.
it out there.
Yeah, I'm used to pissing people off, so it's it ain't nothing. No skin off my back.
You know what though? As I walked up to him, he has a whole closet of black clothes.
Well, yeah.
I have
I
a
know.
whole closet of black clothes.
Joey
so,
ruined me. He knows.
two different people, different parts of the world, different whatever, with the same wardrobe. I'm just
Mhm.
saying.
You got good
You
taste.
guys need a
Similarities.
little.
Very
You
good
need
taste.
you need a little variety in your life, both of you. Let me
No.
tell you, we
Right.
have a young player that we sponsor through 1PKT, Eric Roberts, and we're making a jersey for him, and the jersey's got colors in it. And Mike's like, I don't know, it
There
needs
we
some
go.
black in there.
Well,
Bad idea.
He had this combination. Well, one of our partners, Priscilla, had this combination, which the kid ended up loving, by the way, because I showed him the samples yesterday. But of course, I gravitated towards the one that was blue and black, right? Because those are the dark colors. He gravitated towards the ones that's like orange, white, and I forgot what the other color was. Maybe it was blue, but different strokes for
Gotta
different
have
folks.
black in it.
I'm gonna get
It
you a
just has
bright
to.
yellow shirt, Mike,
You see what I
and
mean?
I'm gonna make you wear
Dude,
it.
the
I
only
want a
time
picture of that.
the only time I'm wearing the bright yellow shirt is at the gym. The clothes that got color, I'll wear them at the gym because no one's ever gonna go and see.
You
me.
know what?
That's the only time.
Even my workout clothes are black.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I like it.
You guys are gonna
Angela-
let me go eat though, right?
Yeah, but one
I'm
second.
gonna play. What?
We're going to be interviewing other players here, and from the contingent that's here from the WPBA, who would you recommend? Like, give us a personality that we could talk to in here that people would enjoy getting.
That
to
doesn't
know.
think I'm the worst person yet.
Do
Yeah,
I?
we checked
do I
that
really
box.
know who that group of people is?
I know it's slim pickings after I said that, but
Let me think about that because I don't know. I'd have to. Let me think about that.
Okay.
Can I get back to you?
yeah,
Yeah.
We'll do
email
it.
me.
I'll put her on the gimbal and then we'll
Who
walk
are my
up.
favorite people?
We'll walk up to her and then put her on the spot.
You know what I want to do? I want to walk in there and think about the person that has the greatest other story to tell you guys that you need to hear.
That's what
And
we
that's the
want.
person I'm gonna find.
Yes.
I need a moment to think about that though,
Okay.
because
Okay. Well, that's the homework then for the evening, and
That's
then
the
we'll
homework for the
follow up.
evening.
We'll follow up in the morning whenever we see you, and
there's some
then
incredible people in that
we'll
room.
put you on the
so
spot.
There'll definitely be somebody.
I've really enjoyed this interview. I really wish you would have given Mike a harder time, but
Dude,
We'll
you should have
take what we
seen the
got.
first 20 minutes of getting her over here.
we
I
should
mean,
have
it
had
was
that.
brutal.
You should have had that on the gimbal, man. We should have
She
been
had
recording
to
that.
like. It was funny because there was this guy who was standing here whenever we were first going on, Joey, me and you, right? And he was there hitting balls with Mika at the Diamond booth, and he said, "Hey," and I forgot his name, but he said, "I was standing there while you guys were live, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it." And then afterwards, he was like, "This is pretty cool, man. I didn't realize how much negotiating went into getting people on the show." And I said, "It's usually not this rough. Let me tell you. It's usually like, hey, do you want to come on?" And it's yeah, but no, this one was. I had to earn it. you
Yeah,
know?
we got like Shane Van Boning like that in Vegas. Come on in, and it's like, here, you got to bargain with her for
I'm
25
sorry.
minutes.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
I'm sorry. I'll
No,
try to be a
awesome.
little bit.
You're
I won't
great.
give you such a hard time next time.
We appreciate it and being open minded, especially towards me, because Joey would have gotten a yes automatically. But we know better.
Hey,
but
I see your shirt. You want to shout out your sponsor?
yeah,
Well, I have a few. Can I do all of them?
Yeah,
It's not very
all of them.
many.
all of
So,
it.
Absolutely.
well, this is the only time I get to see Viking. So, and they're my favorite. I love my Viking stuff. But the Q Club of Lexington, West Jackson, who's my favorite pool hall to go to, they have the best 9-foot stadium table downstairs. I wish I could live right there, but I can't. And then my other one, Billiard Life and North American Pool Shooters Association, NAPA, is my sponsor. They sponsored my first event in Predator event it was this month, 3 weeks ago anyway. But yes, big shout to those people because I could not play pool without their support. Working mom, 2 kids, there's no way. So
killing it.
Well,
And then she's
I
gonna
they
be
can
make
training.
it
see-
possible for me anyway to have the life that I have. So
I can see why you have all those sponsors because you seem like a great ambassador for the game. So thank you so much
Dude,
for
I need
joining us.
Trying.
I need Joey to negotiate these interviews instead of me.
why?
After that line, yeah, that's what we need.
He's throwing compliments at you, something fierce.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Oh, those red cheeks.
we're a
You're
good team.
blushing.
We're a good team.
All right, we appreciate it. We'll let
Thanks,
you go because we know
Angela.
you got a match, and we appreciate
I'm
you
gonna go
being a good
eat.
sport.
It's nice to meet you, Joey.
You too. Hit him good.
I'll try my best.